Hello everyone, welcome back to Alex Elliott Golf. This week we're with Chris Hansen, European Tour player at Woodson Hall Golf Club. I'm going to talk to you about improving your pitching with a little bit of pitching game which Chris uses to prepare for all his events.
I'm just going to talk to you today a little bit about how I prepare for tournaments, how I go about pitching, a little method I use, like a clock face method, and how it's improved my pitching, how I use TrackMan to prepare, and then a little game what I do just to test myself. Right guys, so basically I'd warm up through my yardage to start with, so I'd just go into the ball, I'd just probably chip a few balls up there, sort of 20-30 yards, just to just get a feel for the turf, just get a feel for the bounce of the club and how I'm swinging the club. From there I'll slowly start to work into my technique of how I pitch and how I approach the pitching and what numbers I get from certain swings. So a technique I've been using now for a while is very popular out there on tour, and it's kind of a clock face position where I have a left arm pretty much parallel to the floor, and then from there my follow through mirrors that, and its right arm then is parallel to the floor, so that would give me a 50-yard shot. Then moving up from there I would do the same left arm parallel to the floor, but then go on to a full swing, and that gives me sort of 60 yards. So the same position, just two follow throughs, which just gives me a little bit more speed, which just gives me a little bit more distance. And then I go on to from there 3/4, which to me feels like my hands are at my shoulder. So I would go 3/4 backswing, 3/4 follow through, and get around 70 yards. And then again, just to keep it simple, I go the same 3/4 backswing and just go to a positive, really full follow through, which then gives me sort of 80 yards.
Do you use the same kind of method with all your wedges?
Yeah, so I just have two wedges. Very much rely on using lob wedge a lot.
So 58 and 52.
52, yeah, I wouldn't use 52 too much really, maybe from 3/4, but lob wedge tends to get most of the use. So I only have really three swings, so I have my arm parallel to the floor, I have arm 3/4, and I just go full. So then full lob wedge goes 100 yards, and then to take a little bit off it I just go smooth full, and it goes sort of 90 yards. So three swings, two different follow throughs to each swing.
Gives you so many options, doesn't it, when you're playing?
Yeah, it just gives me 6 numbers. People always then say, well, you hit it 50 yards, what happens if you've got 55 yards? So I've then got the option to work around the feel of my 50-yard swing is mirrored from there to there, my 60-yard swing is mirrored from here to here, so I just work a follow through somewhere in between. So yeah, I'm just controlling the speed with where I finish on the way through.
So it's like using a clock face, but then there's still that element of feel in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it just gives you a starting point which you need, and then yeah, you just work feel around it. So if I give it a go, I'll hit a couple. So I'd just go through those positions just to get a feel for how it's feeling on the day, and I'd start with obviously my parallel 9 o'clock swing to the floor and the same follow through. Try and mirror that backswing to follow through. So 44 yards on the TrackMan there, so obviously I don't think I particularly struck it that well, but I know I'm somewhere near there already. So go again.
Would you suggest anyone that's struggling with their pitching, they should kind of use this technique, or?
Yeah, I think so. I feel it's really simple. You know, it's 48 yards. I've tried many different methods, and this one just seems the easiest one because controlling the speed is just sort of taken care of by where you finish. You're not controlling the speed here, you're just focusing on where you finish. So it just keeps it really simple for me.
And that's the key thing, like Chris saying, it keeps it simple. So when he's out and under pressure, say when he's in the final round, all he's got to think about is that position rather than worrying about his technique.
Exactly, yeah. So again, like I say, it is simple. The same position going on the way back, but now I'm just going to extend the follow through and create the speed from where I'd like the club to finish.
So now we've got this clock face technique using the different positions. Chris uses a method in order to test this before each European Tour event.
Okay guys, so obviously I've done my warm up, I've done my feel of how my pitching is, and I would now go straight into a game to test it. Put myself under a little bit of pressure, put a result on the end of it, and something you can try and beat then. So basically I have 8 balls, I've got 8 cones out on the driving range at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 yards. I hit one ball to each cone, it's really simple. After you've hit all 8 shots, I wander up there, pace out the distance from each cone the ball is, and it gives me a total yardage out of 8 shots, and then next time I can try and beat it. Real simple.
So we've actually got a TrackMan here in order to measure how far we've hit each shot. But if you haven't got that, which I know a lot of people don't, just simply put some cones down the driving lanes like Chris was saying, and pacing off that to give you a result is a really simple way that everybody can go and do. So we've just measured every one of Chris's shots. We've got a total of 24 yards. So for the 8 shots that we've hit, that's 3 yards per shot, which I think's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good average really, yeah. Some were pretty close and some were maybe 4 or 5 yards, but if you keep doing that game, it's a good test and a good indication of where your game's at, and you can always try and beat your score next time.
And also, if you're pitching it closer, you have a lot more chances to hold some putts. Hope you found these pitching tips useful from Chris. Thanks very much for coming on the channel. Good luck in your next event in Morocco.
Cheers, pal. And thanks for having me on Alex Elliott Golf. And guys, please subscribe.
A lot more content coming up from Chris. Keep posted.